They are one of the most successful countries in the history of the World Cup to not qualify for Qatar 2022. Stick around to find out who it is. So this week we're going to be looking at 8 teams or 8 countries that did not make it to Qatar 2022. And guys, the World Cup is about 20 days away at the time of recording this. So you know we're getting pretty close right now. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to look at Egypt. Egypt is a country many would be familiar with these days, especially because of Mohamed Salah, one of the top wingers or forwards in the Premier League right now for the last couple of years actually. And they lost out to Senegal, who has Sadio Mane on it. It was a penalty shootout they lost in. If you weren't aware, there was a lot of drama with that match because people had those lasers shining in the players' eyes and all of that drama. And apparently after the match, Egypt lodged a complaint, or filed a complaint to say, hey, FIFA, what's going on with this? This isn't fair and that's abuse. And I think one report mentioned the word racist abuse, and they were looking to get the match replayed, which FIFA rejected or decided against, and actually fined Egypt $6,000 for team misconduct, which was related to 6 individual sanctions. So their final attempts to try to make it in didn't work out. Also, Algeria was another team who tried to make it in but didn't get through. They lost to Cameroon in stoppage time at that. Ekambi's goal was the one that sealed the deal for them, and they were also upset with that match, citing issues with the referee and conduct and fairness of play and etc. But they were also rebuffed and were also charged $3,000 by FIFA for order and security misconduct. So their attempts to find another way to get in just didn't work out for them either. Interestingly, these 2 teams, Algeria is ranked 37 in the FIFA rankings and Egypt is 39. And Algeria is 5th in African nations as well as Egypt is 6th. So these are top countries in their respective areas as well as in the FIFA rankings. Next on the list we have Russia, and everybody should know by now Russia has just been banned for the issues with Ukraine. There's really not much to say on that. And then we have another team from the African Nations Cup, which is Nigeria, also known as the Super Eagles. They are ranked 4th and 32 in the FIFA ranking. 4th in the African Nations Cup, I should have said. So this is Ghana's first time since 2006 to not qualify for the World Cup, and they basically lost out. Did I say Ghana or Nigeria? Nigeria. And this is Nigeria's first time since 2006 to not qualify for a World Cup. They lost out to Ghana. Well, they didn't lose a match, but they drew with Ghana 1-1, and that draw gave Ghana what they needed to qualify because they broke the tie on number of away goals. So unfortunately, there will be no Nigeria in the World Cup this year. And apparently there is a decent contingent of Nigerians in Qatar who are a bit disappointed by that. But this is the way how it is, A little trivia: Nigeria has been to 6 World Cups since the USA World Cup in 1994. So, like I said, other than the one in 2006, they've been to all the World Cups since 1994. So, they've been like a staple in the competition. So, this is definitely going to be a weird one for that nation. Next on the list, we have Chile. Chile is ranked 31 in the FIFA rankings and 6th in CONMEBOL. So, guys, these are teams that usually probably in World Cup. They are strong teams within their regions. They're in the top 40 nations in the world. Yeah, that's something. So Chile, and what you find when you for some of these teams on this list, at least those that we've gone through before, including Chile, they've all lodged some complaint or some investigation request to FIFA in an attempt to try and get their team into the World Cup. So for Chile now, their claim or their complaint was that Ecuador's Byron Castillo was actually born in Colombia and not in Ecuador as the Ecuadorians would have claimed. But like the others before, the investigation by FIFA rebuffed this claim, and Chile did not get their chance to make it into the World Cup on the grounds of Ecuador having an illegal player in their team. Now, if you haven't already and you've been enjoying the chat so far and the discussion and the information, guys, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace. So Sweden was another top country that didn't qualify this year for World Cup. They're ranked 25th in the FIFA rankings and 14th within UEFA. They're not so high in UEFA, but they were at the last World Cup. They dominated their table and I think they made it to the quarterfinals. And when I said table, I mean their group. Their group had Germany in it and they topped that group. So this was an interesting miss for them, as well as everybody knows Sweden. We associate Zlatan with Sweden. So definitely we're not seeing Zlatan again in FIFA World Cup. I mean, if he was to appear in 2026, yeah, let's move on. So next we have Colombia. They also didn't make it. They're ranked 17 in the FIFA rankings and 4th in CONMEBOL. Yeah, they're out. They were at the last World Cup too. But they lost. No. So Colombia is also out. They are ranked 17th in the FIFA rankings and 4th in CONMEBOL. And despite them winning their match against Venezuela, it was not enough for them to make it into the World Cup this year, which was to the great dismay of James Rodriguez, who was not really utilized much by the coach in this squad. And he was quoted as saying that the most beautiful thing that has happened in his career was attending 2 World Cups. And he went on to say that he's in deep pain. I believe that our country has the talent and players to always be part of the World Cup. I feel sad, not only for myself, but also for my colleagues who deserve to shine, and I know they have how. Yeah, I messed up the reading there, guys, but bear with me. So, yeah, Colombia, a top team, and if you saw the 2014 World Cup, James Rodriguez was killing it that year. So, like I said, this is 17th ranking, so these are some big teams that weren't able to get the business done and not make it. So, before we list the final team in our 8 teams, there are some other countries that didn't make it into the World Cup, particularly those that were in the last World Cup, which was the one in 2018, which France won. And notably, we have Peru, Iceland, and Panama. So, Nigeria, Russia, Egypt, Colombia, Sweden, those guys, we've mentioned them before. They were also in the last World Cup. So yeah, it's a tough one for those countries that were previously there. So without further delay, we said it at the top of the show, so I'm going to repeat it again. They are one of the most successful countries in the history of the World Cup to not qualify for Qatar 22, and this is Italy, guys. Yo, this is their second World Cup that they're missing. They weren't at 2018. They missed this one. This country has won 4 World Cups. I don't know if you guys know, but there are not many countries that have 4 or more World Cups, right? So they are in a special category by themselves, and they've been in the wilderness since 2014, and it's not looking good, bruv, as Castillo would say. So, they lost to Macedonia, and yeah, they're just struggling right now. They were in the finals for Euro last year, and they actually won, so I guess a lot of people believe that they would have been able to get the business done, but at the end of the day, when it really counted, they just weren't able to do it. So that's kind of sad for those guys, but life goes on. So remember, guys, World Cup starts November the 20th. The host country, Qatar, will be playing Ecuador. We're all hoping for an exciting tournament this year. It's going to be a Winter World Cup, one of its kind. And for those of y'all that play FIFA 23, EA Sports is going to be dropping a World Cup Ultimate Team game mode. There are so many exciting things happening right now with football. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, follow me for more information, for more updates, for more news. Peace, guys.